Before I go into the video, I want to announce that with the Division 2 coming up, I'm looking for someone to edit my gameplay videos, so I can focus more on video guides, streaming and just grinding the game. The editing I'm looking for is very basic, just cutting out boring parts and making the watching experience more enjoyable. But if you do want to make more than that, feel free to. I'm looking for someone that have experience with video editing, highlight videos in general, and Division 1 and 2. You should have a good understanding how YouTube and the audience work, and you need to have access to fast internet so you can download the footage since the files are quite big. It is not required, but it would be a plus if you're good at making thumbnails and YouTube titles. This is a paid position and you will start as a trial, editing some Division 1 footage to make sure I'm satisfied with your work. If you think this sounds interesting, hit me up at widzdota@gmail.com with the subject video editor. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Yesterday we got access to a technical test for around 30 hours. It's basically the same content we will get in the next week in the open beta, but they want to make sure everything works smoothly when the beta comes. So with that, we got to test some new stuff and see some changes. They did remove stagger from shotguns and sniper in PvP as they said, and they also nerfed the seeker mine. They reduced the damage quite a lot. I didn't check too much, but times I got hit, they took half my armor bar. Plus there's like 1 second delay before the mine actually explodes when it hits you. I do think it deserved a nerf since it was way too strong without investing anything into it. But it looks like they overdid it, especially with the 1 second delay for it exploding, right? But we will see later when you can invest more into a seeker mine build. Then we have the skill chem launcher. It's the first time we get to use it, and we got access to the riot foam and the firestarter mod. The riot foam mod you've seen before, used by NPCs, it comes with 2 charges that ensnares the target in an area for 3 seconds as a base with a cooldown of 20 seconds per charge, and it have 2 meters radius. The target can still aim and shoot, and if you get foamed by a player you can press F to break free, or you can even shoot it off your teammate. The firestarter creates a cloud of explosive gas on impact that can be ignited through explosive, weapon fire and so on. It comes with 3 charges that have a cloud radius of 3 meters. The cloud have a duration of 20 seconds with a cooldown of 18 seconds per charge. Since you have 3 charges, you can stack them all together on the same spot for more damage, or you can put them side to side to create a bigger area. After using the chem launcher, I gotta say the current way you activate it, it's just super clunky. You would imagine it worked similar to the self-aid heal in Division 1, but that's not the case. If you press the skill button once, it will shoot the projectile instantly. So to be able to aim it, you need to hold the button down, which just doesn't feel right. Then after you shoot one, it will for 1 second give you a chance to instant shoot another one, and if you don't, it will go back to your weapon. All the animations just felt really clunky, and it takes around 3 seconds from when you press the button to shoot it until you get back to your weapon and be able to shoot. So hopefully they change it so it works more similar to how self-aid heal is used in Division 1, and if you want to shoot it instantly, you just bind it in key binding, instant use of skill. I personally didn't feel like the chem launcher was that useful. It took so long time and it was clunky, and the duration of the sniper was too short and hard to hit, and the firestarter was really hard to set up as well. I guess both skills would work way better in a group scenario, and especially if you focus around PV. Something else they finally added that I've been asking for since the first ETF, so around 2.5 years ago, is a bloom indication on sniper scope. So now when you use a 12x or a 15x for example, you will see an indicator that tells you when the bloom is gone. I'm so happy that we finally got this in the game. Maybe they could make it a bit red before the bloom is gone and a little bit green when the bloom is gone for easier way to see it. Either way, I think it's still really good how it is right now. Talking about snipers, since using 12x or 15x now forces you to use the scope, we would need a sensitivity slider for the scope, since the sensitivity currently is way higher while in a scope. Sadly, I heard yesterday from a dev tweeting that it's not gonna be in the game when it launches, but added later, which I think is a huge problem. This feature needs to be here on the launch day, because without it you can't use the scopes properly, and if we can't do that, we shouldn't be forced to use them. Then we have Leaderboards, which they improved a lot on when it comes to Division 2, covering so much different activities from world, missions, dark zone, conflict, and even the same stats but just for your clan. In the world tab you can find stats such as control points captured, headshot kills, and different factions enemies defeated, and most likely more to come on that as well. The mission tab shows you the fastest time to complete a mission, solos and groups are separate, which is good, environmental damage, KD, and accuracy. What we can see right now in the conflict tab is the kill death ratio, score, and a win loss ratio. I would love one that just tracks your total kills though. Then we have the dark zone, and they are finally tracking agent kills. I'm super happy with that since I'm 99% of the time actually rogue. They also do track rogue kills, rogue action taken, extractions completed, dark zone chest, longest time spent rogue, and so on. I gotta say I'm really happy with them providing so much more stats and leaderboards. It's just gonna make the experience more fun. Remember my video last week about the USC, which I consider the best weapon in the game? It got nerfed and it got hit super hard. So they decided to change the RPM from 650 to 240, and the rest is just the same. I agree that the gun was too strong, but the way they nerfed it was definitely wrong in my opinion. The big unique feeling with the gun was the RPM. So I would rather see them keeping the RPM quite similar, maybe lower it just a little bit and just lower the weapon damage and maybe even add some more bloom to that. I think it was probably the hardest and most skilled gun I ever used in Division's history. It had loads of recoil and you needed to have a really good trigger finger, and on top of that it was mainly about hitting a lot of headshots. But I could see this gun be abused with software such as Chronos Max with the usage of macros. I did talk to a dev, and apparently the UC was never intended to have 650 RPM, and they may look at the retuning in the future. Also, they said they don't want to have a semi-automatic weapon with way too high RPM because people could use Chronos Max / macros to abuse it, because most people can't reach that high RPM while using their trigger finger. Then they also nerfed the snub-nosed rhino, which I did make a video about, which I do understand. I think they put the RPM in half, so now it's around 160 RPM I think. Not the biggest deal since I think there's a lot of other pistols that fires really fast compared to the uniqueness they kind of destroyed with the USC though. But yeah, after talking to a dev, yeah, I understand why they did it. But yeah, there's probably more weapon balancing as well, but those are the ones that I only noticed so far. Then they did release a new trailer yesterday, so after watching that, they did give us a tiny bit info about the first raid. The first raid is called Operation Dark Hours, and they did show us 8 people walking into the Washington National Airport, so I'm pretty sure that will be the location for the first raid. After looking it up in Google Maps, it's very close to where the Division 2 is located. It's a bit further down on the map though, so it's not on the current map. They also mentioned that Black Tusk would establish strongholds, target key points in the city, and be in the Dark Zone. But they didn't tell us more than that, but I thought it was worth mentioning. Then we have Dark Zone perks. This time we could actually see way more Dark Zone perks, showing perks up to rank 50. You can still see that there's a few missing, but let's look at what we got to see this time. So at tier 1 we have bag space, grants 1 more contaminated item inventory slot. Tier 2 we have Terminator, 25% increased Dark Zone experience for eliminating other players. Sightseeing, 25% increased Dark Zone experience from clearing landmarks. Breaking the Law, 25% increased Dark Zone experience for surviving a rogue timer. So you actually get some options here, like if you like to play rogue, you probably go for Breaking the Law. If you use farming landmarks, you go Sightseeing for the increased Dark Zone experience. Or if you just like to eliminate rogues, you go Terminator, right? Then we have tier 3, Daily Winner, daily reward from the Dark Zone safe house. So I guess you can get some items every day from, yeah, the safe house. Tier 4, we have Sleight of Hand, 10% reduction in time to complete rogue actions. Bounce back, rogue cooldown reduced by 10%. So basically if you want to like hijack or open chest faster, you go for Sleight of Hand. If you want to have your rogue cooldown reduced, you go bounce back. Tier 5 we have Keeper, 50% chance to automatically secure 1 dropped contaminated item on death. So if you get ganked, there's a 50% chance that you will secure one of the items that you dropped. Tier 6 we have Keymaster, 25% chance to acquire Dark Zone keys from loot crates. Explosions, 25% chance to acquire grenade from loot crates. Medic, 25% chance to acquire armor kits from loot crates. So it gives you quite some options here. I mean, if you want to get some Dark Zone keys and never want to go white rogue even, you can choose that, I guess. Or you like grenades, you go that. If you like armor kits, you go medic. Tier 7, Vanish. Nameplate visibility to other agents is reduced while rogue. So if you like to play rogue, this one will be quite perfect. It will be harder for them to spot you. Then you have X-ray eyes. Rogue nameplate detection range increased. So if you like to play as an agent, you can just get that one. Tier 8, more loot. Additional reward for completing Dark Zone alerts and clearing landmarks. Not completely sure what alerts are though, but I guess we will see what that is later. Tier 9, double daily winner, additional daily reward from the Dark Zone safe house, we had it before. No honor, daily rewards available in the Thieves Den. Tier 10, keep it clean, 10% increased chance for contaminated items to drop. which is pretty damn good, I think, because contaminated items will always be useful in some way when you get them out, because they will be better than the current ones you have, right? Tier 11, get to the shopper. Okay, I can't do that voice, but yeah, 25% faster extraction arrival time. Then we have Can't Catch Me, 25% faster manhunt bounty clearing. On Your Feet, Soldier, 25% faster revive of other SHD agents while SHD, so basically when you're not rogue. Dark Deeds, 25% increased thief, then triangulation added from rogue actions. So I guess that gives you quite some options. If you like to play as an agent, maybe go for the revive. Or if you like to farm a lot, you go for the 25% faster extraction time. If you always rogue, 25% faster manhunt bounty clearing could be nice. But just looking here, I think the 25% faster extraction time is just the way to go, right? But yeah, I think that's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button and all that good stuff, and see you in the next one.